Okay, I'm not sure how this video is going to turn out, but I'm going to see if I can do my previews for Week 5 of the NFL, starting with tonight's action in the NFC South as the Atlanta Falcons are playing host to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Falcons are sitting at 2-2. The Buccaneers are sitting at 3-1. I will be bold and say that Atlanta comes away with the home victory in Thursday night matchup. Sunday, the Minnesota Vikings are playing host to the New York Jets. The Vikings are still undefeated. They are 4-0 on the season, while the Jets are 2-2 after losing in week number 4. I think that the Vikings just keep on rolling. After watching the Jets only getting 3 field goals last week, it's hard to imagine they'll go into Minnesota and be very dominant. Now, I know that Aaron Rodgers has a lot of history with the Vikings, being obviously a member of the Packers for so many years. This is not unfamiliar territory for him, but obviously he is on a different team now. But I still believe that the Vikings should prevail in Sunday's action. The Carolina Panthers are heading into Chicago to take on the Bears. The Bears are 2-2. The Panthers are 1-3. I want to say that Chicago gets the victory in this matchup. The Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals will be duking it out in Cincinnati. The Bengals finally got their first win in week number 4. The Ravens are on a 2-game winning streak, so something is going to have to give, and I believe that this is the time for Joe Burrow and company to finally turn things around and right the ship. So I believe that they should get the victory, and both teams should be 2-3 after this matchup. The Houston Texans are playing host to the Buffalo Bills. Both these teams are red hot, 3-1 respectively for both these squads. I am going to give the edge to the Bills in this game. An AFC South showdown in Jacksonville as the winless Jaguars are 0-4, taking on the 2-2 Indianapolis Colts. Regardless of who starts for Indy, whether it's Quentin Richardson or Joe Flacco, I just believe on paper that Indy is the better team in this matchup, and it's still mind-blowing how the last time the Jaguars won was week 12 of last season. I believe that streak will continue into week number 5. Off to the AFC East as the New England Patriots are playing host to the Miami Dolphins. Both these teams are struggling to say the least. The Patriots are 1-3. The Dolphins have the same record. And because the Dolphins were a no-show last week, I have very little faith they're going to get the job done in Foxborough. So I believe the Patriots will come away victorious in this division matchup. The Washington Commanders and the Cleveland Browns are taking to the field on Sunday. The Commanders are 3-1. The Browns are 1-3. I honestly would have guessed that the records would have been reversed if you had asked me at the start of the season. I didn't think the Cleveland would be struggling, and I'm very surprised as to how great the Commanders are doing this season, and I believe they'll keep that momentum going into week number 5. They should get the victory over Cleveland. An AFC West matchup as we have two teams that are 2-2. The Raiders and the Broncos are duking it out in the Mile High City. For 4 straight weeks, I have bet against my team, but I am finally going to say that Denver should get the victory and come away victorious. In the NFC West, we have the San Francisco 49ers, who are 2-2, taking on the 1-3 Arizona Cardinals. The 49ers, I believe, should get the victory in this matchup and get above 500 for the first time this season. The Los Angeles Rams are playing host to the Green Bay Packers. The LA is sitting at 1-3. The Packers are at 2-2. Both these teams are coming off of week 4 losses. Obviously, something's going to have to give. One team will obviously stop their 1-game losing streak. And if I had to put any money on it, I'm not a betting man. I believe the Rams will prevail in this matchup. You really can't go against Matthew Stafford when it comes to veterans in the league. The Seattle Seahawks are playing host to the New York Giants. Seattle is sitting at 3-1. The Giants are at 1-3. The Seahawks should easily get this game. I'd be very shocked if the Giants showed up. They haven't showed up all season, if I'm going to be very honest. And I've said this several times that contract for Daniel Jones is just looking horrible week after week. The Sunday night matchup has the Dallas Cowboys heading into the Steel City. The Steelers are sitting at 3-1. The Cowboys are 2-2. I am going to give the edge to Dallas in this one. Sorry. I'm not saying that they are the better team, but they are the more experienced team, to say the least. So I believe that the Cowboys will go into Pittsburgh and get the victory. The Monday night matchup takes place in Kansas City as we have the still undefeated Chiefs taking on the 2-2 New Orleans Saints. I guarantee the Chiefs are heavily favored, which they should be, but I'm going to say that the Saints come away with the victory in this matchup. There are 4 teams that have their bye week. The Eagles are 2-2, the Titans are 1-3, the Chargers are 2-2, and the Lions are 3-1. Up until this week, my overall record was 43-21. I know last week I took a lot of L's. I was 8-8 with my predictions. We'll see if I can get back above 500 and see how I do. As always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative. Until next time, and as always, take care.